Good morning. Looks like people are starting to get signed in. There's Nate. Hi, Nate. Nate, you are now unmuted.
And I am. Hello. Good to see you, and looks like a lot of other folks already.
Yes. Welcome to Lemonade Meditation, a weekly Saturday morning event.
And how long, Tom, do we want to wait before we kind of start talking and
Oh, I say we just dive in.
just go for it?
Why not?
Well, I'll quickly introduce myself, Nate Page. I'm a psychologist and work full-time in college counseling, and I do meditation groups like this twice a week with college students and faculty, staff, and even community members.
And I'm Tom Glazer, licensed psychologist, longtime meditator. I work at Partners in Resilience in downtown Minneapolis. Maybe should I just say a couple administrative things now, Nate? So a reminder that this is a weekly event. I got feedback this week that wasn't clear to some people. So hopefully we'll get another blast out, making that super clear. Also, I'm praying this week we have figured out the technical glitches. So it doesn't really matter. We're just all going to sign in right at 10:30. And then we should get the full 40 minutes in without interruption this time. But if there is that glitch again, click on that same link and it should let us back in. That's all I got for administrative stuff, Nate.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see a lot of faces, and then it looks like there's other people that are joining us, and I think we'll get down to business today, and we will reserve the last 10 minutes for us to be able to talk, process what the experience was like, and be able to have some more interpersonal connection. And what we are going to do today is really just focus on what I view as usually the most basic tenet of like a mindfulness meditation. And so there's usually some sort of thought or something else that's occupying our awareness. And if you're like me, probably 99% of the time I engage with that thought in some way. Like if I have the thought that, oh, I'm hungry, then I pretty immediately start planning, well, what am I going to eat? Or I start judging myself as, oh, I shouldn't be hungry. I just had breakfast an hour ago. Or I try to repress it, or I get excited about it, or I do something with it. And the practice of meditation, one of the things that can be really helpful is just stepping into that observing mind, where I don't have to act or change or do or control or repress, but I can just simply observe or notice or sit with or be with that thought, that experience. And so throughout our meditation today, I'll be guiding a large chunk of it, but I'll let you have some silent on your own practice. But you'll probably have hundreds of thoughts or other things that come to your awareness. And so we'll get to practice over and over again of just stepping back and observing or being with that. And then we might, in addition to that, throw in some attitudes of compassion or validation or things like that. So go ahead and get yourself into a comfortable position that's would be allowing you to be both relaxed and alert. Sitting on a chair or a couch or the ground. And then if you'd like to, you can close your eyes. Or if you'd like, you can just softly gaze at a point in front of you. And just go ahead in this moment, take notice of what is in your awareness. Any sounds that you might be hearing of my voice, other things in the room or outside. And as you notice those sounds, just simply notice them. No need to change or control or judge, but simply notice them, sit with them, observe them, and notice that those sounds will come into your attention and they will leave. At times you will be paying attention to my voice and what I'm saying. At other times, something else will be in your attention. You can bring your attention to any smells, maybe any tastes, any feelings on your skin of air moving, what it feels like to be wearing the clothes that you're wearing, what it feels like to be sitting with the pressure up from the chair or the ground. And again, each time you notice something, just practice observing it, noticing it, just being with it. No need to change it or control it or judge it. And bring your awareness to those things that might be happening inside your body. Any muscle tension that helps you maintain your posture. Any aches or pains. Maybe what it feels like to breathe. Maybe any emotions that might be moving around inside of you, or other sensations of hunger or tiredness or anxiety. And again, each time you notice a feeling or a sensation, to practice just noticing it. No need to change it or control it or judge it, but just observe it. And then as you're practicing, you can practice noticing your thoughts, whether they're thoughts of the future, planning for today, this week, or longer down the line, any fears or excitements. And each time you notice yourself thinking about the future, just notice that. And as you notice yourself thinking about the future, you gently bring yourself back to this present moment. The moment of just noticing that I'm thinking about the future. And of course, with thoughts about the past, recent or distant, any happy thoughts or regrets or embarrassments. And each time you have a thought about the past, practice noticing it. I'm thinking about the past. And maybe noticing about how noticing that gently brings you back into the present moment. I'm having a memory. I'm having a thought. And again, no need to judge yourself. No need to control those thoughts. No need to criticize, but simply observe. And you might observe your mind continually going to something, continually returning to a thought, something that really comes into your awareness over and over again. And each time it comes, no need to judge it or control it or change it, but simply sit with it, observe it. And you might notice your mind continually moving on to new things, new thoughts about the future or the past, fears, anxieties, or excitements, hopeful anticipations. And each time your mind moves to something new, just notice that, observe it. And no matter what is going on inside of your body, with feelings or sensations, no matter what your thoughts are, no need to judge yourself or try to change yourself, but simply notice that. And in this present moment, no matter what is going on outside your body, in the room you're at, in your community, with the other people sitting in this meditation, or in the world or universe, probably no need to act or change or judge in this moment. But practice just sitting with that, just observing. And as you practice continually over and over and over again, stepping back into just noticing, just observing, to try adding some compassion to that observation, some love, some kindness. Especially if you are prone to judge or criticize or try to change or control. If you are paying attention to my voice right now, you can bring your thoughts to your body, to your head and shoulders, abdomen, hips, legs, feet, and practice just being with your body. If you're like me and many people, and you find yourself judging your body as right or wrong or bad or good, or pretty or ugly, or acceptable or unacceptable, just notice that and practice stepping back into a place of non-judgment. And then maybe even some compassion, some love, some kindness towards yourself, towards your body. And maybe continue that compassion, that love, that kindness. Extend that towards any thoughts that you notice yourself having. And especially those thoughts that you might usually deem as wrong or bad or unacceptable. Practice just noticing those. And then maybe extending some compassion, some love, and some kindness. And also towards any feelings that might be uncomfortable or that typically you want to avoid or distract yourself from or repress. That in this moment, as you notice them, you can simply observe them, be with them, and then maybe add some compassion towards yourself, some love, some kindness. Go ahead now, and for the next 5 minutes, continue practicing on your own without my voice. And with each thought or feeling or sensation or anything else that comes into your awareness, to just notice it, be able to observe it, and then maybe show some kindness and compassion and love. And I'll bring your attention back, and we'll have about 5 minutes left of guided meditation together. You can go ahead and bring your attention back to my voice. We will end the meditation in about 5 minutes. And go ahead and notice any thoughts or feelings that come up now that you are aware that we have a little less than 5 minutes left in this meditation. Any maybe excitement or relief or desire to be done, or any maybe resistance or frustration or longing to continue more, any maybe indifference, maybe ambivalence, or any of the other myriad of feelings or thoughts that might come with the awareness of our ending soon. And with whatever thoughts and feelings come up, practice just noticing those. No need to judge yourself or try to change those thoughts and feelings, but simply notice them. And if you're listening to my voice, you can bring your attention to any other thoughts or feelings that might come to your mind as you anticipate having some discussion about this meditation. Any thoughts or feelings about the value of this, things that were helpful, any things that did not feel helpful, that were frustrating or not meaningful. can go ahead and bring your awareness to other people that might be sitting with us in this meditation, and any thoughts or feelings that might arise about what their experiences may be like. Any possible benefits, things that were helpful, or things that people maybe struggled with or did not find helpful. And as you contemplate your experience and the experiences of other folks that are with us today, just practice noticing what thoughts and feelings arise for you. Again, with no need to judge or control or change those thoughts and those feelings, but just notice them. We will end the meditation in 1 minute. And go ahead and with this last minute, continue practicing, just noticing what comes up for you. Any thoughts or feelings of wanting to hold on to this minute and not let it end? Or thoughts and feelings of wanting it to end? Or any other feelings that arise with the awareness of a very short time left? And any thoughts and feelings that arise as you anticipate an upcoming change. And take a few last moments to yet again practice just sitting with those thoughts and feelings. No need to judge them or try to control them or change them, but simply notice them, be aware of them, and be able to just observe them. Maybe adding some compassion, some kindness, and some love. And now as we end this meditation, you can go ahead and start to stretch and move. If your eyes are closed, you can mindfully open them. Well, we do have 10 minutes left, and this is one of my favorite parts of being able to do group meditation like this, is to be able to hear from everyone. And really what I'm curious about is what people would like to share about your meditation today. Any things that you liked, that you learned, that were valuable, things that you didn't like, that were frustrating, that you wish were different, or really anything that you might want to share that could be helpful for you to share and would be helpful for maybe other folks to hear about your experience today. And if you're muted, you'll probably need to unmute yourself to be able to speak up.
And an option too is to type any responses if you'd rather not use your voice, and I can read them. That's using that chat feature, which for most people I think is on the bottom of your screen.
Go for it.
Yeah, so
Maybe say your name and where you are.
oh yeah, so my name's Al, and I'm at home in Savage or Savage. So for me, when I meditate, and it happened again today, it's deeply calming. And I like that. It starts with this real monkey mind flow of all kinds of disparate thoughts and feelings, and then it goes calm. And then I start what I think is daydreaming, where I just suddenly I'm cross-country skiing, or I'm walking in the woods, and I'm so drawn to just keep going down that sensation and that thread. And I don't know if that's escaping and unhealthy, or whether that's okay. I'm always confused by that. It's hard to get back to observing, because I'm starting to just explore something that happens to be a very good feeling. And
It
I'm
sounds
a
like
nine by Enneagram terms, if that helps. So.
Well, and it's sounding to me too like some curiosity, like, oh, is this good or bad? Is this okay that I'm maybe indulging in this? And was that an actual question you're throwing out and wanting feedback on?
Yeah, I guess, what am I rambling about? I guess I am curious what your thoughts are on whether that's effective meditation, or whether I should be pulling myself back from that enjoyable experience and just being observant that I was doing that, versus sort of feeling like I'm in a little adventure.
I have a thought about that, but I'm curious if other folks want to jump in. Well, I'll share that. There's probably of course, there's a lot of different ways to practice. And that, of course, could be a way to practice if you wanted more of that discipline of returning to the present moment and not letting yourself go down that path, both metaphorically and, it sounds like, in your imagination with Nordic skiing.
Yes.
But at least the practice we were doing today, and what I oftentimes do is I would be very curious about that and observe that, and not necessarily need to judge that as, oh, that's bad meditation, or, oh, this is good. But so I would be curious to just following that. And what is it that you're needing or searching for? And I think daydream meditations can be really valuable and really fun, and can lead to some really good insight. And so.
Okay. Well, thank you for that.
I could share, I had a very similar experience today. I was often brought back to hiking in California, actually, and really feeling the sun on my skin. And I do think that's very reflective of where I'm at emotionally and and even literally physically.
That you're needing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a healthy thing, as opposed to becoming ungrounded or uncentered.
Yeah.
I'm often not sure if I should allow myself to continue down that, but it's after the monkey mind and the scary thoughts and all the disparate things, I usually go on this little adventure. It is alluring, I think, is one word that.
Well, and I find too that when I get into that space, I become so much more attuned to my needs. What is it that I'm really looking for? So it can be very helpful to get more awareness about that.
Yeah, I know for me, as we ended, I just kept thinking, I want to be outside. Yeah. And I want to open one of the picture books of northern Minnesota we have on a bookshelf up here. One of these large, like coffee table books, and just look at the photos.
Wonderful.
My day is planned.
We have 4 minutes left. Other thoughts, feelings, reactions, questions?
I felt like I'm Trudy, also from Savage. I felt myself judging, I wanted to look at the fear and the despair of my fear and feeling the despair that many are feeling, whether it's physical, emotional, grief, illness, what have you, loss. I experienced myself feeling badly to trying to let go of those or not think of those so much. I felt kind of guilty trying to get away from those because I know the suffering that's going on right now. So it was a loop of just letting it go and coming back. It's like, but everybody, there's so many people struggling, and then letting it go. And so it was an interesting tug of push and pull of not feeling like it's fair to let it go when so many are in that place, and yet knowing I can't change that. It was interesting. It was just a push and pull.
Thank you for that. I experienced that quite a bit too, with a number of different things, but in particular in this moment of time with all the suffering and other folks that had a similar experience to that.
I don't know if this is similar. I could read a couple of the comments from the chat. From Freddie, I was next to my kids playing with Legos, and I am noticing the calm that came in the room. Wow, sweet. Even the children were affected. Way to go, Nate. And from Laura, it was helpful to be reminded to just notice the thoughts without judging or trying to change them. Also helpful was the reminder to send kindness to the thoughts. This was a wonderful lesson. Thank you, Nate and Tom.
One minute left. A good speak now or hold your peace for a week moment.
I'll suggest we take one more moment to sit in silence together and maybe dedicating any merit that may have been generated to the benefit of all those who are in suffering and all those who aren't in suffering. May all beings know freedom from suffering. And perhaps just breathing as this lemonade meditation comes to an end this week. Nate and I will be back, same bat channel, next week. Stay peaceful and calm, everyone.
Enjoy your Legos and your books of northern Minnesota and your being outside today. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
A pleasure.